How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Palworld video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solo beat the boss at the Rayne Syndicate tower. So quickly, before we actually get to the boss fight, we're going to go over the gear I'm using and the team I'm using. Now, as for leveling, I am leveled 17. However, I accidentally over-leveled just by doing other things. Realistically, if you're level 13, that's pretty much all you need. So don't worry if you're not level 17 like I am. Level 13, 14, 15. I would say 15 is the perfect range, but level 13 is the earliest you can do it with the strategy I'm going to show you how to use. So the gear we're going to be using is a mega shield, as well as a crossbow and pelt armor. Actually, we're not going to use the Mega Shield, I forgot. We're just going to use a common shield. I'm sure you all know how to get a common shield. Pelt armor. If you don't have pelt armor, come to your advanced workbench, and it just costs 10 leather. Leather you can get from Melpacas and Eikthardirs. So yeah, the pelt armor is pretty easy. Crossbow is just a few ingots, nails, and some wood and stone. Pretty easy to get as well. We are going to be using approximately, I would say about 300 arrows is perfect. I don't actually know how much arrows you're going to need, but I'm going to quickly pause the recording and make myself about 100 more. So let me just quickly select myself 33, and I'm going to quickly make some more, just because you never know, right? It's always better to be safe than sorry. At least that's what I find. So while I am crafting these, I am going to mention that this is a solo tutorial. So for those of you who don't play this game with friends, do not worry, this is solo. However, I'm going to state the obvious and go ahead and say that this is significantly easier if you have someone to play with you, or possibly even if you have two friends, because, if you have 3 people, you can have 3 pals, and it just becomes ridiculously easy. However, this is a solo tutorial, so do not worry if you're playing solo. Okay, and one last thing before we head out. The team that I'm using is an Eikthardir, a Pen King, a Nightwing, a Chillette, and a Fox Parks. However, the Fox Parks you could replace with pretty much anyone you want. I think I do have some extra Eikthardirs that I could use. I could also use another Chillette. So, yeah, this strategy relies on you having a Pen King. So if you haven't beaten the Pen King yet, I'm going to strongly recommend that you kill him first, as he is substantially easier. And if you killed him but you haven't gotten yourself one, again, this strategy relies heavily on the Pen King. So I'm going to really insist that you get a Pen King, a Nightwing, Chillette, and an Eikthardir. These 4 are pretty much unnegotiably essential to this fight. The Fox Parks, you don't really need, but I kind of just like his abilities, so we're going to bring him along with us. Now, it is good to note that this boss is relatively difficult, so it's not that bad if you've died a few times to it. As a matter of fact, before my first successful attempt, I think I've died to this boss like 5 times, even with playing with friends, let alone solo, so it is a moderately difficult fight. So without further ado, my game crashed. Awesome. Alright, let's try that one more time. You do have 10 minutes to beat this boss. However, you're likely going to beat it in less than that. So this epic cutscene is going to play. Quickly, the reason why we're using a crossbow and not a triple shot bow is because the triple shot bow doesn't do enough damage per hit against this boss. And I just find it to be much less reliable than the crossbow. So that explains that artistic choice, or that strategic choice, or whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, baby, this is the boss we're going to be fighting. So when the boss begins, Zoe and Grizzbolt. Okay, yes, Grizzbolt. When the fight begins, we're immediately going to get Eikthardir out. He's going to be the first tank. So he has a few different attacks. That first attack he has is the laser attack, where he kind of hones in on either you or your pal and does a lot of damage. Okay, so he's coming for me. The strategy is to let your pals take the brunt of his shit and hide behind the pillars and run away whenever he comes for you. So yeah, this attack, you just kind of want to dodge. You can even roll sometimes. When he charges up those bolts, just use the terrain to your advantage. You really do not want to let your shield go down, as that is going to really substantially fuck everything up. So whenever he shoots projectiles, just strafe to the side, roll if you have to. And when your pal gets low, do not let them die. Immediately summon them back and summon the next pal, because your pals can regen when they're in, like, your inventory or whatever you want to call it. This attack, you do not want to face the brunt of. Make sure that your pal is always out when that attack comes. Okay, when Eikthrdir is too low, we're going to use the Pen King. Pen King is very strong as he can freeze him, as you can see, and he has a ton of HP, and he just generally does a ton of damage, and the Pen King has incredible movement, so it's like, yeah, like, this guy, the Grizzbolt, is not gonna have an easy time doing his melee attacks, or his big shock attacks like that. As you can see, only 2 minutes has passed, and he's already at about halfway, a little bit less than halfway, I would say now. Just gonna keep spamming him and strafing with your crossbow. I may have gone overkill with the amount of arrows that I made. Okay, this, you really want to dodge this. He's going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, so generally speaking, stay away from the middle of the arena if you can help it. I made a mistake by going to the middle. You want to be pretty close to the sides so you can use the pillars to your advantage. You also do not want to let your pal go in front of you, because if your pal, you know, is in front of you, it messes up the line of sight, and it messes up the Grizzbolt's targeting, so he's more likely to hit you and the pal. Not good at all. See, Pen King is doing a very good job. Like I said, I am slightly over-leveled. So if you level, like, 13, you should be able to still do this perfectly. If you're level, like, 15, that's the ideal range, although I'm level 17, which is slightly over-leveled. Quick. Okay, I just barely got behind that. Alright. Pen King is doing absolute numbers on him. Oops, okay. See, this really relies on your shield not getting low. In fact, I may actually do this without losing a single of my, like, real HP. Okay, he's targeting me. I think he's wisened up a little bit. Okay, back off, buddy. Pen King, save me! Okay, he's gonna do a big attack like that. Yeah, not good. Pen King should finish him, or I guess I will finish him. There we go. Boss eliminated. Now, that was pretty easy. It was only easy because I knew what I was doing. The first few times I did this, I got my ass destroyed. So do not feel any shame if you got destroyed the first many times as I have. Wow, what a grand view this is. This is quite the reward. The view in and of itself is a reward enough. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If this gave you any help or entertainment, please do leave a like or subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And I will see you guys all in the next video. But until then, stay awesome as always, and peace out.